Good morning, everybody. The sun is shining, as you can see. We are slowly but surely going to be getting some light. I'm using my headlight at the moment, but the sun is coming up and it's a new day. It's Monday. So let's get to work. First of all, you'll notice the pond has been moved slightly and the shape has been changed somewhat. So it's a little bit more rectangular with curved edges. I just thought this was the middle of the floor was probably not the best idea, because then at least people can still walk past here and not land head first in the pond. And we can put some plants around it, some chairs here, and everybody can relax and have a cup of tea. So there is that. And we're not looking in there. We're not. Today I'm going to go upstairs and we are going to try and finish the owner's quarters. So that is our task for today. There was a comment. Thank you, Moving Targets. I appreciate it. Can you move the bathroom wall out one more brick or move the beam running across the width of the room? Is it this? Okay. That makes sense. Let's see if we can move the beam. Okay, that won't cut it. All right, we will do that. In fact, we will probably sell that and just replace it with a new one. How's that sound? Let's get a little one. That one should work, I hope. And then we can pop it along the wall here. That should be fine. What do you say? Because this is going to be the little kitchen area. So let's change the size of this. Oh, and you'll see this one needs a little bit of assistance too. There we go. So that's basically boxed in the kitchen, which is not bad. And I think we can go straight through there. Just like that. Is that what you were talking about? So I was thinking about this area. Should we put a wall and a door here, or are we feeling secure enough that the people who stay here aren't just going to wander up into the suite? I'm not sure. I want to believe that oh great, so we ran out of wood. Okay. I want to be secure enough no, we don't want to duplicate it, we want to copy it. That our house flipper people aren't going to be just like wandering into random people's places, and I stick with that. So I think I'm going to leave this open. You know, you got to believe in good people. All right, so I think why does it do that to me? I think I'm going to pull this over to there. Or we might just put in a few tiles in the little kitchenette that we're planning on. Because obviously they've got this huge kitchen downstairs. I saw a comment somewhere about someone saying these boxes don't hold it as much since the last update. And I think they might be right. You know what? Let's just go for it. because I don't like to break up the floor. And again, they're not going to need anything other than just like maybe a baby fridge, maybe not even a worktop, maybe a microwave and a coffee machine. And then if they want to cook, they can go downstairs and cook downstairs. You don't need to worry too much about splatter in the kitchen here. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. I don't want to put full tiles because again, not going to be a full kitchen. I think let's take this wallpaper and we're going to run it around the edge over there. I wasn't sure if I was going to do like a, I can see you sticking out there. I wasn't sure if I was going to do a corner, a wooden sort of piece there or what, but I think just bringing this through actually looks good. I'll take it. And then the cabinets can probably pick up some of these colors as well. Because believe it or not, this is the darker green. If we look very closely, it is the darker green of that wood. So I think that looks pretty nice. I like it. Okay, let's get rid of some of these empty boxes. There's that one, there's that one. Oh, we had a little bit left. Is that the same one or is that a different one? I think that's the same one. That's fine. That one, to be advised. We'll think about it. And the wood I'm thinking maybe we'll use this wood in the actual bedrooms and just leave the fancy parquet floors for the main areas. So we shall see. All right, let's start in the kitchen. And I would like to put a molding on the floor, but let's start with the cupboards. I'm liking the colors in here, the sort of cream with the, I've got my flashlight on, with these sort of colors. So let's see, what should we do for kitchen cabinets? Of course, this would probably be the cabinet of choice, either this one or the dark one. But I think because of the swirls on the paper, I'm going to go for this because this is so pretty. Alright, we are going to need a corner unit, probably. Let's do that corner unit. Let's see how many cupboards. Yeah, that will probably work. And let's see how many we can fit in here. One, two. Okay. And no, well, the color's not bad actually. Should we do another corner? I think so. It's always nice to have your coffee machine on the corner. And we need a little baby one. Is that the right size? Yes, it is. That's going to be terrible. So let's slide that over. Pop that in the middle. There we go. And then we can put the fridge on the one side and the sink on the other. I think there are windows on this side, or is it just a wall? Let's just get a window and look. Oh no. No. Yes. But that means we're in the patio section, so we're not going to look there. Alright, we won't be having a window. We might put a little skylight in there, because that would be quite fun. Let's see. We went for that. I mean, a little skylight in your kitchen. Put some light into the place. I don't know. I think that's a cute addition. It's not exactly. Is that lined up? I don't think so. It is. It's in the middle. That's unusual for me. Maybe what we need to do is do not sell it. Change it. Maybe just pull it down and across. And that's one way of being able to work in the kitchen. We'll put lights in here, but you can also look up at the sky, seeing as there are no windows available. So I'm going to take that. Okay. Where were we? We got distracted by stuff. Alright, so here we have, do we need a dishwasher? No, I don't think so. I think we do need a fridge. And we need a sink. I think we need just a single sink. I think that will be perfect. And like that. And then we can have a little dining room table and chairs in here, and this can be the living room. I think that'll work. Now, even though that blends so beautifully in there, I don't know if I like it. Let's start with the countertops. We go wood. That's pretty fancy. Yes, it is bringing grey in. Have you noticed that the green marble here and the green marble there are totally different? Let me show you. Why am I doing this? Wow. Hold on. There we go. I'll put my light on, you can see. Look how blurry that is, as opposed to that, which is crisp and sharp. Interesting, isn't it? Take that off now. My headlight. No, can't put my flashlight off. Damn it. I'm hitting every single wrong button today. Alright, we are looking at curls and flounces. So I like that. That's quite nice. I don't know why I keep coming back to the green marble. No. Alright, so it's a toss-up between that and the grey granite. I think the white granite. We can customize this. What happens if we customize this in? That's pretty cute. I quite like that. Okay, we have to do something about these. We cannot have these. But I don't want anything too modern either. Maybe something like that. And yeah, let's keep it as steel. Let's see, do we want to change? No. No. I don't want anything dark. We want some, you see the ash actually looks pretty dang good. That's too yellow. Maybe we stay with the ash. Alright, let's see what it looks like. Very neutral, but actually quite a pretty kitchen. I like it. Right, let's just, I keep forgetting. Let us see. Actually, that one does work better. Okay. I'm going to say that's pretty cute. And keep the skylight. But I think we need to put some shelves or something here. Or cupboards. Should we put some hanging cupboards? You know, we've got all of these, but I find these can be very fussy. Maybe we should just go for a straight. Maybe something like that. Because we don't need anything fancy. And yes, it doesn't pick up the feel from the bottom there, but it also doesn't. It just looks like a bunch of mouths, doesn't it? Blends into the wall nicely. Okay, I like it sort of. But I think we need the same depth as you. Yes, it is. Do that. And where's the little baby one? That one. I think that works. It'll be fine. So now we need to, we need to copy that onto that and that and that. And then we need to change that one, and I'm taking the handle off that. So you don't need the handle on that one. And then we need to change that one to that side. And then we can have our kettle or coffee machine, all our supplies and bits and bobs, maybe a couple of photos or cookbooks or whatever here. I think that's cute. And then standing here, we can have our little table for late night snacks. How's that sound? And yes, I'm leaning towards this sort of curvy stuff because I can. Do we want to go for the light? do the walnut. Not very big, is it? It's okay. See, these are bigger, but they haven't got the curves to them. I'm going to take it. I like it. Enough space. Just don't know if the walnut is the right choice for us. Let's put in some chairs and we can have a look. Now again, I'm thinking a little bit of curve. So something like that would be nice. That's a lot of wood. Now after a long day, it's actually quite nice to be able to sit down and relax in your chair. No, yes, baby. Because I was leaning on towards that one, but it's a lower back, whereas this one's got a higher back, and so has that, which is very cute. So I'm just going to buy the straight off the rack, and then you've got 3 people can sit at the table, I think so, and then we can put something on all over here. We want a tall storage unit, or do we want a dresser? I mean, something like that would almost be perfect. But then there's that as well. I wonder how big that is. Yes. Oh, look at that. That would be perfect. I think that's cute. And don't look at the colors. I'm just throwing stuff and see what will stick, because we can actually, you know, I'm seeing these people as collectors. So I suppose when we played this, it was the museum, so I'm still seeing the people as collectors. So I think that'll be perfect. We'll move this light out because we just threw it in here so we could see what we were doing, and we can put a couple of lights in here. I suppose we need a light switch or 2 as well, don't we? So maybe that. Little dark. Let's take the wood down. That'll work. Okay, and then, ooh, I'm turning the light on and off instead of finding a pretty light fitting for in here. I'm thinking for the dining room table, we can actually put a light over it, and then we can have a couple of basic lights like this in the kitchen. I like this because it's low profile, and we can literally do that. I just don't know how bright it is. We shall find out. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. When the sun's not in the sky, that will work. And then maybe a pretty, don't know why I still like this. And the reason I like it, even though you can't drop it down, is you have your choice light bulbs. You also can put a dual color on it, which I like as well. So if we go with that and we introduce the light color from the kitchen, I think that's quite cute. And we light it up. Obviously we need to change this. Let's copy the handles from here. There we go. And then we can change the wood. And then it's easy. I like that the furniture is slightly more in your face than the kitchen cabinets, so I'll take that. All right, now let's do the same with the, you know what that looks like? It looks like legs with socks on. I'm sorry, let's not do that, and I apologize. Let's stick with the European wood, and I think you can change this to wood as well, so let's go with that. The poplin's not bad. And I wouldn't mind a pattern. It all depends on how the pattern falls on the chair, if that makes sense. If we do that, this could probably be a light green. That's quite cute. Let's see what it looks like when we're standing in front of it. And that works with the sort of shape of the... I quite like that. All right. Copy you over here. And once again, you've got a hint of that color from downstairs, but it's not sort of in your face, that it's actually crazy. I like it. And then we're going to use this wall as the entertainment wall. So let's get us a big ass TV unit and work our way around it. So there's our TV. We've got a little dining nook around there, and again, after a long day, are we going to be able to find a comfortable, sink into and just relax kind of sofa? And how big is this? That's not bad. A little close to the TV though. it slightly over to the side. No, you know what? Let's put it there. We can get away with putting it under the slope there. And I know we've got two chairs. We've got these chairs. So maybe put the pair of chairs here. Feels far away, but it actually isn't that far away if you look from this angle. And if you're in here, you can at least hear the TV. All right, storage, low storage. Let's find, and again, I'm leaning into this sort of like slightly curvy stuff, not too modern. That is over the top. That should actually be over here, but I mean, that's just my personal opinion. Something maybe like this. It's not too tall, but that's a sideboard. Let's see how big it is. Yeah, it is quite chunky, isn't it? I'm going to push the TV up quite high. See that? I mean, we still have a little bit of interest at the bottom there. Probably not going to be long enough, but that works. I'll take it. All right, let us copy that. That's for the handles. And then we're going to change the wood on this, because I'm thinking I would like either a red beech or a light. Yeah, let's go red beech on that. No, we're not going to have red sofas, I promise. We are unfortunately going to have to work extra hard on these sofas though, unless we go for a solid color. Oh boy. Right, knitted fabric. No. Suede, yeah. Suede, yes. Okay, let's go back to this one. If I go here, okay, the zigzag goes down. Stripes. Oh, look at how ugly that is. Oh, that's awful. No. That's not bad. But no. I always end up here and then I'm like, okay, it's going to be plain. That could be quite fun. Alright, so if we take this, okay, that is the base color. That's faded cyan 1. barely see it, eh? It's really subtle. Okay, let's then use faded there. I don't want it to be too light. Let's copy that to that and copy to there. And then I think what I'm gonna do is just change this to the plane, and then we can put a cushion on it. So the living area is a little darker. Yes, the TV's way off. But the living area is a little darker than the kitchen. It's sort of, I can just imagine coming upstairs and just lying on the sofa and having a cup of tea, or well, cup of coffee, of course. Let me know what you think of these cabinets. Are they too bright for this kitchen? I'm not 100% sure, but I quite like the way they almost fade into the background and sort of don't sort of create much of a presence. So let's see. All right, now we are going to probably look, because yes, there will always be plants. You know me. And I'm thinking of, we've introduced the red beach. So let's introduce, ooh, that is too big. How about this? So let's bring that in here. And then we've got that really pretty, I think it's this, no, it's this weeping pig, which is perfect because it's soft and fluffy like the wallpaper behind it. I like that. Yes. And we can always put some, I'll come along and put some bits and bobs on here, but for example, let's just look at wall decor. We can't actually, I don't think we can put the plate in here, can we? I know the plate thingy, it is, yes, there it is. So if I just take this little plate, oh, they're all terrible. No, it won't. Damn it. Okay, so we're gonna have to get standing stuff in here. All right, fine. We'll get a few books and maybe a figurine or two. He won't. Why am I choosing the big chunky stuff? You might fit. Yes, you do. Here you go. A couple of odds and ends from around the world. And then this will be the bathroom area and the closet. And I don't like the wood I've chosen for these doors. I am going to change that immediately, in fact. Let us fix this. And yes, we're going for the European walnut. Actually, you know what we could do? We could go for this, the red beach. It's slightly darker, doesn't look as washed out, but it doesn't have that terrible grain on it. Yes, much better. Okay, so let's copy that onto that. Much better. I'll take it. Okay, and then yes, this is going to be the bed for the bedroom, simply because, as I say, I imagine these people coming and sort of just embracing these slightly more traditional type of furniture and just wanting to celebrate it in their house and in their business. Whee! Was that finished now? Dang it. And I'll bring this wood all the way through here. Why am I doing that? Copy that. And I like the planks in here. They work well for me. And they're fairly neutral wood. So that's good. Ugh, I hate that you have to move the furniture. It's fun. Now, I've never been much of a carpet in the bedroom kind of person. I'm sure I am like that simply because I live in South Africa and it's super hot here. And even in winter, I mean, in my living room, I have a carpet that I put down in winter. And in summer, I lift it up so that it's cool. The tiles are cool. So there's that. What I'd like to know from you guys is, what are we going to do with this room? Obviously, we're not going... Oh, should we continue this pattern on a few of the walls in here? Or should we find something totally different? Let me know for next video, because that would be interesting to know. While we're talking, let me just pave the wardrobe. There we go. And then this is a wonky little bathroom, but it's enough. It's what they need. We have the toilet here, or we can put the toilet on that side and put, or did I work? Oh, you see, that'll work. We can put the toilet on that side. We could probably put the basins over here. I'm not going to use that, but I think that will work, that layout. And then we can maybe also even just put a little skylight in here so that people can actually watch us showering. All right, back to this. So we have a little dining room. We need a few, maybe an ottoman or two. Sorry, I get distracted easily, and it is what it is. Now we've got the one that matches, but I'm thinking maybe these, because don't these look like you could actually just put your feet up? Do I want to put it there? I think I want to put it there. And then some tables. Small tables, and here we can become slightly, I don't know, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So we can do the red beach, that one, okay. I wouldn't put a table on that side, but we can put a table there. And I am thinking of, where is that one? I swear I scrolled past it like now. There. I know it's a console table, but it will work there because you could put your, I don't know, remote underneath there, plant on top there. That would work. And then I wouldn't put a central table here. I just drag the ottoman into the middle and put my feet up on it. You see, I'm feeling tired. It's been a long weekend. Definitely a carpet, and yes, it needs to be slightly bigger than that. I think I'm just going to go that far. Or is this too much here? It always looks a little weird when it, no, sticks out the back of the chairs. That's just me. It'll work. And I think I'm going to go for a cream here. I'm going to stay with the fluffy for a change, believe it or not. And the reason I'm going to stay with the fluffy is because it darkens the color that you choose slightly. And I think that's quite nice. I'm going to make this into sort of a little office area. And then this will just be a display area. So I think it's looking pretty cute. Alright, what lights are we going to put in here? Because obviously this light will move along again. It's just in the event of darkness. We've got this single one here. I'm not as fond of this one as I am of that one. So, it's a little too modern. I don't think we need a chandelier in the living room. Damn. I can sit and scroll through this for hours and still not come to a conclusion. So let's just do this and we can always come back to it. We're going to want to, it's not going to be centered to the it's going to look weird, isn't it? Yes, it is. So let's just put it there for now. Or do we just put these pot lights in? We can't put wall lights here, but we can put wall lights here. So maybe we just, I'm at that point where I'm not 100% sure. I don't like that it's off center. I don't want to move these chairs over because then you're blocking the pathway to that part of the house. So bye-bye. I would rather do something unobtrusive that's not going to get in the way. So maybe we do these and just pop them in the corners here. And we can always do an interesting, yeah, this is going to bug me as well, the gap here. I shall fix it at some stage. I mean, that works. Damn it. If we take that down to there and we move it, you see it doesn't want to sit against that. So it is what it is. Needs must. Now, I think that this is driftwood. Can I reach you? Okay, let me put you on the wall and change you. Weather driftwood. Okay. Awesome. So we need weathered driftwood. That one. Let's see if it's running in the right direction for us. Oh, this is going to be... Yes, it is. Ooh. So it will match. Awesome. Doesn't quite have the bumps and the lumps that you will find on the actual beams, but you know what? When the beam doesn't want to go there, it's fine. And again, you've got gaps, but if you don't look too closely, you won't notice them. There we go. I think that looks better. Now we can just pop these lights into the corners. We've got some over there. we've got some here. And then we can find an interesting standing lamp. Again, not many interesting standing lamps, but we'll find something. I say that. Let's go for, I'm going for something different. There we go. That can pop over there. Got a bit of light. We can put some art on the walls. We haven't done any art today. Can you believe it? No coffee machine and no art on the walls. I have a plant though, so it's still me. Okay, let's find some pictures. Now, I'm quite happy to play with the pictures that they've given us. I mean, these are lovely and will probably work really well in the dining room area. Let's see. It can be 100. Okay. 100. Seriously. We try that again. Okay, so we have that one, and then we want that one. Those look pretty good. Okay, and then we can maybe put in a few paintings a la photographs of places. I mean, okay, we're gonna have to go that way and shrink that one down, maybe 60. I'm not a huge fan of the off-center, but I like that. Okay, I can live with that. Sort of, maybe. That works. And we need another. But we need another something. How about another something interesting? Like that. That's cute. I'll take it. Alright, then we need... I was watching Renovate's live stream for his entry into the competition. And I was like, if in doubt, put in a plant. You're not sure what to put there, put a plant. Makes sense in my head. I'm imagining these people as sort of, I don't know, geranium people. And I'm not knocking it. I love geraniums. But I think the pot is a little bit too big for the geraniums. Maybe we can do some roses. There we go. That works. I shall take that. That is pretty. And I think I just have to shift this over slightly. It's a little too close and just needs to be slightly more centered in this direction. Let me know about this. Should I make it slightly darker? Should I take it down to this? Or does it work as sort of a disappear into the background kind of kitchen? I'll throw a couple more little odds and ends. We are in the plants, so we can just do a little pot here. One of these little pots, and we might as well go for the blue. That'll work there nicely. Maybe with a spider plant. These spider plants are pretty good. You just struggle to find the center. And a couple of photographs. I'm thinking a plate or two, and coffee. I need coffee. Okay, I'm going to put the coffee machine down, and then I'm leaving you. Where's my coffee? Where's my coffee? And I think we're going to do it. We want white. I think we want cream. I know, it's boring, but it'll blend into the background here. And that's a perfect place to put your coffee. There we go. And then we can have a mug. There is a mug somewhere here. No, I will not sing, I promise. You do not want me to. How about that? No, none of the above. I would like... Ooh. There we go. Have a cup of coffee with me. I think that's going to work out. Put a desk here, a little place to do the accounts at the end of the day, and a couple of odds and ends. I think this looks very cute, and the owner's personality is slowly but surely coming out. So guys, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got this far, please subscribe. Hope you have a lovely day. And I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.